everybody. Good morning and hello and welcome to the digital team here. My name is Adrienne Stein and I am the digital director here at WPTV. And today we're doing something a little bit different. It is part of news literacy, where we're trying to shine a light on the news gathering process and really share ways for you to identify trustworthy sources. And there's a story tonight specifically on the digital team. So we wanted to take this opportunity to share some of the tools that we use, but then also introduce you to the folks behind the headlines. So this is our digital team, most of it. Not everybody could be here. We work obviously lots of different shifts, but thought we could go around the room. Let's go ahead and start with Peter Burke. He is our digital executive producer. Pete, if you just want to let us know your title, what you do, and a fun fact about yourself.
Sure. I'm the, like she said, I'm Peter Burke. I'm the digital executive producer here at WPTV. I started here in 2020, shortly before all this crazy pandemic stuff happened. But I've been working in South Florida collectively between the Miami and West Palm markets since 2005. And any of you who know me or have worked with me in the past, you know I'm a big Florida State Seminole and Jacksonville Jaguars fan. So I'm sure that will be reflected in certain stories. And in fact, actually, if you read we did 5 things about news literacy, 5 tips to know about news literacy, and I gave a little salacious shout out to the Seminoles there. So,
well, yes, you'll definitely see that with almost all of Pete's writing, and that's actually a really worthwhile article. I want to go now to our senior digital producer, Scott Sutton.
Hey everyone, Scott Sutton here. I've worked with WPTV for about almost close to 9 years now. I graduated at the University of Miami, huge Hurricanes and Dolphins fan. I've been living off and on in South Florida since the late 90s, so I'm really know the community and know the market really well, I feel. With my job position, I have my hands in a lot of different things: breaking news, social media, in-depth projects. So I like to think I think of myself as someone who has a really good grasp of our market and our station and what all the viewers out there really care about. So it's been a pleasure, working here in the South Florida market, because it's something I really love a lot, and just great to be with a great team here at WPTV.
Oh, you're the best. We all love having you, Scott. And then Matt Papasic is our real-time digital producer. And Matt, if you could explain a little bit what that means to be the real-time digital producer. We all kind of work in real time, but this is your specialty.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us. My name is Matt Papasic. I'm a real-time digital producer. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I've lived in Florida for about 14 years. Worked in Miami and Orlando and Fort Myers, so all over the state. Real time is basically just what it sounds like, covering news in real time as it unfolds. And I can kind of give you a quick example, because we had a bit of that this morning. There's this big story that we're covering out of Fort Pierce, where there's a search for 38 boaters who left the Bahamas Saturday night. Their boat capsized, and now there's a search for 38 of them. So I can share my screen. Earlier today, we had a news conference that we streamed live. This is just a replay of it, where the Coast Guard gave us an update and basically said that one person has been found deceased. They're still searching for 38 others. So we took that news conference as it was happening, and we worked up an article in real time. I'll share another screen that I have here. And we published this article with all the new information. And here it is, 1 dead, 38 missing. So it's basically taking news, a lot of news conferences, a lot of things regarding the governor is what I specialize in, and delivering it in a way that really is putting the information out there as expeditiously as possible for viewers to see. The other thing I specialize in is education reporting as well. My wife is actually one of our journalists, Stephanie Susskind. She's one of our education reporters. So she and I are kind of a team, which is pretty cool because, you know, you don't get to work with your spouse very often. So it's kind of neat. So that's my story. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and they do it well. We're very lucky to have both Matt and Stephanie. I want to go to Victoria because you talked about getting information out early. And Victoria is up before the sun rises, working for the digital team and really delivering content to you, you know, as your eyes are waking up in the morning. Victoria, let folks know what you're doing, and you know, in particular, you focus on social media.
Yeah, so I'm up at 4 a.m. Super fun. Probably before most of you guys are awake. And what we're doing then is kind of checking, updating all of our stories from overnight. And then a big part of the morning is social. You know, we're looking at the trending topics, kind of what's going on in our area and nationally as well. I make a lot of graphics, clip a lot of videos, send you guys push alerts before you wake up, and all of those fun things. And then I think we're going to show you guys our crowd tangle a little bit later. That's going to show basically what we're looking at, all the live time metrics with everything. I think we're currently #1. I always try to get us there in the morning. And yeah, just everything you need to know before you wake up.
That's great. And you certainly do that. T.A. Walker is, hopefully you recognize his lovely face. T.A. is our digital reporter specializing really in entertainment. T.A., tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I've been in the market for 20 years. You might remember me from the Randy Rhoads Show or the Mo and Sally Morning Show. My focus is really on everything you can taste or see or do. Anything that's fun or interesting in the Palm Beaches, try to keep it on the lighter side and the happier side. I'm getting a text right now from my story today. I'm on Worth Avenue, which is a very unapproachable space for me. It's intimidating, but there's a man that's a historian for the Palm Beach Historical Society who's come out with the second edition to make it a little bit more approachable for everyone. And so today we're on the island figuring out what you can see and do for free on the island. And that's my story we're working on. And everybody's texting me all at once, so sorry about all the noise.
Well, that's just part of the job, isn't it? That's the thing with the digital space. There's really not there are deadlines 24/7. We get the news out as it's happening, when it's happening. Jason Davis has been with us for a while. He's actually the one controlling the screens for us today. Mm-hmm. Jason, just let folks know who you are and what you do.
Yep, Jason Davis, moved down here in '95 from the Atlanta area for a radio job. Worked as a radio DJ on a rock station that used to be here called 103.1 The Buzz for a long, long time, and had a blast doing that. And I just been here about 9 years, and I'm a helpful hand wherever they need help. I pitch in, and I have the best record collection of anyone out of our digital team. So, there you go.
That I'd have to say I believe you on that for sure. And then Asia, I want to introduce Asia Dorsainville because she's our newest member of the digital team, and she focuses specifically on the FLX side of things. We provide content not just for PTV but also for WFLX. So Asia, just give us a line or two about yourself.
Hi, everyone. As Adrian said, I'm Asia Dorsainville. I am the digital EP for WFLX. I'm responsible for managing content on WFLX's website and social media. I was born and raised in Miami, grew up in South Florida, attended FIU, and I worked at WSVN for 7 years. And I'm happy to be here and happy to share all of this information with you guys.
Thanks, Asia. And, you know, I should mention, if you have any questions or comments while we're showing off some of the tools that we use every day to bring you content, please feel free to put them in the chat, and we will get to them as we go here. But the point of this is for you to understand who's behind the headlines, the bylines that you see every day on PTV, FLX, or on our social and other digital channels. This team creates content for WPTV.com, as well as our streaming channels. And when we say streaming channels, think of the WPTV app that goes out not just on your phone, obviously, but also on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple, those kinds of devices. If you haven't downloaded the WPTV app, we certainly encourage you to do so, as we have live content on those 24/7. Doreen, thank you. We really appreciate your comment there. One of the ways that we are able to see what's speaking to our audience is something that we call the big board. And Jason, if you don't mind pulling that up, there are a couple ways we use this. This is
Takes a second here. There we go.
There we go. This is what we call the big board. And we can see in real time what people are clicking on, what people are interested in. This is specific to our website. This is a live look at where people are in our website right now. But it's not just our website that we can track. Scripps has stations all over the country, many actually in Florida, in Fort Myers, in Miami, and Tampa. So we can also see some of the things that are doing well for our sister stations. And if we think that there is a story that might resonate with you, our audience, we can bring it into our page and socialize it to make sure that we get it out to you as well. So that's a really valuable tool that we use. We talked about social media, Victoria in the morning, paying very close attention to what's really resonating with the audience in the morning. So something that we use is called Crowd Tangle. And this is a real-time look at what is really speaking to the audience in real time on social media. So you can see it tracks all the news outlets throughout the market. And then it takes a look at the different posts, what's getting the most engagement at this time. And then we also track Instagram and what's kind of hitting on Instagram, as well as our WPTV talent and area talent as well. But you can see also Instagram is another place, another tool that we look at to, again, see what is resonating with you and hoping that we can deliver the kind of content that you're most interested in seeing. As we are going through this, and up next, what we're going to do is kind of go through the process of how we're assigning out stories to our digital producers. Each day, they work hand in hand with reporters who are all over the area to make sure that we're getting you information in real time, whether it's on social, whether it's on our website, whether it's on our streaming apps. But, you know, again, feel free to comment questions or let us know the kind of stories that you would like to see in the comments as we're going through that. So as part of our process each day, Peter Burke, who again is our digital EP for WPTV, goes through the reporters' assignment throughout the day, and then we divvy them up between all our producers to figure out the best way to bring you the content. So Pete, if you want to go through the story list today, that would give the folks in here with us an idea of how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'd like to start off. I usually just kind of go through what everyone's doing, and I'll start with Matt because we were hoping before we got going that maybe he could give us a good dad joke. You know, Matt's got a newborn at home, and Matt and Stephanie, and so you know. We're both dads, so I know my kid has a joke book of like dad jokes, and they're very corny and cheesy, but Matt's the best at delivering them. So before I get started, Matt, you want to give us a good dad joke?
No pressure.
Yeah,
No
you
pressure.
know what? That's it's a little on the spot, but I'll just go with my classic one. You know,
Yeah.
We were on vacation with our kids, and we walked by a church, and there was a gentleman. He was covered in spaghetti. He had it on his head, he had it on his shoulders, on his arms, just covered in spaghetti. And we said, "Sir, who are you? Why are you covered in spaghetti? Are you okay?" And he said, "Oh, it's okay, no big deal. I'm the local pasta."
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll put that in the comments so that you can take that home and dazzle your friends today, folks.
Yeah, please. Yeah, all the viewers, you can use that. You don't have to credit that to me. You can claim that as your own.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, and with that, we'll jump into the news. So Matt, Michelle Casada is going to be inheriting the Coast Guard update. The press conference that Matt mentioned earlier in his introduction, that was down in Miami Beach a little bit ago at the Coast Guard station there. Michelle's going to take that over, the latest on the search for those missing boaters. So Matt worked on that earlier this morning as soon as he got in. So it makes sense. I think Matt can stick with that and get the latest on that. And it also it fits into the real-time bill. So that's why in partly with my pairings, I kind of look at everyone's kind of comfort level and where their their expertise on a particular subject. We'll usually assign Matt a lot of education stories because, as he mentioned, he's got a good handle on that. So we like to give him things, and we like to challenge him too with other stories from time to time. So Matt put you with Michelle on the Coast Guard story, and also another real-time story that's happening with Lenny. She's taking over. There is a missing 10-year-old child from the West Palm Beach area, and PBSO is looking for this kid, and so is, I believe, the school board. So Lenny is going to take over that story, try to get the latest on that investigation. So Matt, that's what we thought for you today, sir.
Okay, great, thank you.
Absolutely. Scott Ryan Hughes. He is doing it's a moving scam, and I believe this individual who says that she was scammed. She's gone to the Better Business Bureau, and this Ryan's going to break down exactly what the moving scam is, and we're going to have more that you can read about on WPTV.com here in the near future. So that is Ryan's assignment, and we also have Josh. Josh Navarro is going to be, I believe he's working with some folks from the city of Delray Beach. They're going around specifically the downtown area, doing looking at noise. There've been a lot of complaints from, I actually live in Delray Beach, so I know there's a lot of residents who live in the vicinity of downtown who, object to, the all hours of the night noise. And so they're going to be going around today, I guess, and looking to see if they can mitigate some of these issues. So that's what Josh is going to be doing today. Scott, and then as well, Scott also works with our reporter in Tallahassee, for Saunders. He's the Scripps report. He does reports for all of our Scripps stations within the state, and we work with him on getting his story published and then shared to our sister stations as well. So Scott will be handling that. Forrest is focusing on Dr. Ladapo. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's getting it's his Senate confirmation hearing to officially, I guess, become Florida Surgeon General. And of course, there's some controversy surrounding his selection by the governor. So that is for Matt and Jason, or Matt and Scott, sorry. Jason, I was hoping you could work with Tanya. Tanya is doing a preview on the Komen race this weekend, as you guys know. But for those of you who don't, WPTV is a proud sponsor of the Komen Race for the Cure. It's been going on for a long time. I know it's been a little unusual these last couple of years because of the pandemic, but they are going to be out there Saturday morning, right? Saturday morning is the race.
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
ceremony.
9 a.m. Saturday.
And Jason, too, you might connect with TA. He has a plan to do a Facebook Live Q&A with some of the organizers this week. So that might be part of the story, too.
Okay.
Another story, Jason, that I think could be really sweet and nice is the story that Chris is going to go out and do. He's working with Trey and Kate Bell, one of our photographers and a producer here at the station. They're meeting with a medically fragile boy who wants to ride on the Palm Beach Gardens carousel. It's been, and I don't know a lot about this carousel, but I guess it's been closed and it's open again. It's getting back, and he's gonna get a nice ride on that. So there's probably a live opportunity that we can share with our folks, our audience later today. Whenever they do this, I was waiting to hear what the time was going to be.
I just reached out to Chris and Trey.
Okay.
I mean, one thing I want to let everybody know is obviously we cover a lot of heavy news, a lot of news that ends up being divisive in some ways. We also really look for opportunities to tell good stories. This is one of those good stories, to have a little boy who all he wanted was a ride on this carousel, to bring that to you in real time. That's what we're going to try and work on today as well.
Cute.
Hey, I just want to remind everybody, I see some people bring up some very specific things in the comments about, why don't you talk about this or that? If you have ideas for a local story, not necessarily something that's going on, we can't send a reporter around the world, but here in our local area, if you have a suggestion for a story, we always tell people who call the newsroom wanting to relay information over the phone, we're like, you know what, write it down and give us your contact info and just email it to, we have an email address set up for that. It's called newstips@WPTV.com. So NEWSTIPS, all one word, at WPTV.com. And that's where our viewers will have an idea for maybe something we didn't know about on a local story and be able to at least get us aware of it. So if we decide to follow up on it and take it to air, then we can.
Yep, good point. We get a lot of our story ideas from you, the viewers. So keep it coming.
As we mentioned, it's News Literacy Week. So Holly has a really fun story that Matt knows. Matt had a firsthand experience with this yesterday. Holly is profiling kind of a day in the life of a member of the web team, and Matt Papasic was the chosen one. So we had one of our great photojournalists, Alex Hagan, who worked with Holly yesterday to put together something that you guys will see later today on the newscast. I'm not sure what newscast it's airing. 6 o'clock. And then Matt. Matt, and it was actually really great because Matt was involved and he was doing a lot of stuff. He's always a busy bee, but Matt took the time in the midst of all his, hectic day to kind of explain how he's going through it. So it's really a great kind of furthering our kind of peek behind the curtain in how we do things every day. So Holly's putting that together. I was gonna do some news literacy content as well, so I'll check in on that and see where we stand.
I think she just emailed us her web story.
Oh, did she? Oh, great.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. So I'll take care of that here in a little bit. And then Asia, I was kind of going to leave you to focus on some WFLX content and any sort of information that may come through today. Any what we would call in TV VOs that maybe aren't necessarily tethered to a reporter. It's not a reporter story, but it is a story, information worth disseminating and sharing. So.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
A couple other things that I just want to bring up too. weather is going to be a big talker. We are going to have temperatures in the 30s in just the next couple of nights. So I know, Victoria, you're going to work up a shareable graphic and some information on that.
That just went up at 10:30, and it's already at the top of Crap Table.
But we may want to work with the Mets too on a Facebook Live later today to sort of break down the timing of all that as well. So I'll reach out to them. And then the Fed.
METS is short for meteorologist for those listening. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And then the Fed rate hike, news on that is supposed to come, we believe, this afternoon. So we'll want to just keep an eye to that. Victoria, we talked about maybe just having a shareable graphic prepped ahead of that. We can talk a little bit offline exactly.
Yeah, I'll probably create a couple versions in case of like how it goes, but I can leave you guys with a couple graphics before I log off.
Awesome. Okay. Did we miss anything? I think we're good. So, ultimately the goal of this was for you to see the people, the faces behind the headlines, those folks who, you read their names on the stories. Well, now you know who they are, very committed, excellent journalists that we feel very lucky to have here at WPTV. And we're very grateful for you, our viewers, our consumers, no matter what platform you're getting WPTV content. Just a friendly reminder, the story airs tonight at 6 o'clock, part of News Literacy Week, sort of lifting the veil on how the day works for the digital team. So with that, I just say a big thank you to the digital team and also to all of you who took a little time to join us for our morning call. So thanks, everybody.
All right.